Hey guys, how is it going? Hopefully you are all doing well when you tune in here. Just fix the camera a little bit. So this is going to be a general reading for February 18th through March 18th. Even though today is March 1st, we will go back a little bit over last week a little bit, depending on when you're watching this reading. It is a timeless reading, meaning it can resonate for you. As an example, 6 months in the past or 6 months in the future. It can be less than that or more than that, all right? And it is a general reading, like I said, so it can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, etc., money, and abundance. But it is for multiple people, and that's why it's a general reading. If you find as we go into the reading that it doesn't speak to you, never force it. Okay, always check out your other placements. For example, your sun rising in your moon sign. And if you don't already know your placements, you can get a free birth chart online just by Googling it. And even if you don't know your exact birth time, you can still get a pretty good basic one there. So depending on what's going on in your life, you may resonate more with your sun sign or your moon sign or your rising sign, right? But we all have Capricorn somewhere in our chart, okay? So everybody is welcome. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into your reading here in just a moment, Capricorn. I did want to do a little sound bell for some general healing and grounding for the reading for you guys and for myself. So just be aware it does get a little loud sometimes. And if you want to, you can take a deep breath in and out, or you can just listen. All right, making sure we get all the dog and cat hair out. Okay, here we go. All right, Cleo. All right, the doggies like to talk sometimes. That's why I keep a little bit of music on in the background, just because we have some chihuahuas here and they're talkers. Isn't that right, Cleo? Yes. You'll be quiet for me, Vika, Cleo. Yes. All right, so let's get into it here. We are going to start in the center here and then work outwards. We're using two different decks, okay? So we'll get into your tarot confirmation cards and also what's on the top and the bottom of each deck here. And then at the very end, we have a couple oracle cards for you as well. I just wanted to say welcome back if you're coming back, and welcome to anybody that's new as well. So we're going to go ahead and call them out in the center and then go in order. All right, so let's also, before we call all the cards, let me go ahead and say, as far as the major arcana, what other zodiac signs are showing up here in your reading, in case you're wondering, okay? So we do have Aries energy. We have Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius. We have Leo twice. And then I always forget this one. Look it up quick, guys. So like the Wheel of Fortune is 4 different zodiac signs that I mentioned, right? So Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Leo. Then the World one, I think, is also for, but it also, I feel like it could be Pisces too, but I want to double check. So let's see, the World tarot card, zodiac sign. Okay, it's 4. I'm going to show it to you because I knew that there was a Leo and Taurus in this card, okay? Because the World is alchemy energy, so there is an archangel kind of white guy over here, whatever. There's an eagle, there's a bull, and there's a lion. So the bull and the lion are definitely the Leo Taurus energy. And the eagle is Scorpio. Okay, I forgot about that. And then who's the dude? Hold on, wait. The lion is Leo. The bull is Taurus. Oh, the man is Aquarius. Okay. So, why is this important? It could be that you're dealing with one of these signs, or you have a lot of these signs predominantly in your birth chart, or the other person that you're dealing with, or multiple people that you're dealing with, or it means nothing at all to you. Okay. So I'll try to mention, as we go through the reading again, which signs may, correlate to those individual cards, but you can always, and I encourage everyone to do this on their own, is look up the meanings as well, because I usually don't go into the minor arcana signs, just because it would take too long, and we already have quite a few things to talk about. But I do take one photo at the end of all of the cards, and I post it up on my Facebook after the live. So if you really want to get into it, you can just look at the photo and then just do what I do and Google it and be like, what's the zodiac sign for this card or whatever. Okay. So anyway, now that we did that, we did have a couple crossovers, right? We had the Aries, we had Leo, and then we had Leo again, so Leo twice, and then we had Taurus twice, Aquarius Aquarius twice, and Scorpio twice. All right, and then all the other ones are pretty much the minor arcana. Okay, all right. So again, that could mean something to you, but it doesn't have to. So let's go ahead and call out your cards here, Capricorn. All right, and we're gonna start in the center. Okay, so we have the Queen of Staves in the right side up position, the Emperor in the reverse position, King of Staves in the reverse position, and the staves are known as wands, so King of Wands in reverse, Three of Swords right side up, Eight of Cups right side up, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the Seven of Staves or Seven of Wands right side up, the Six of Swords in reverse, and the Two of Sacred Circles right side up, or Two of Pentacles right side up. All right. So I've been doing for these readings, since it's like a four and a half week period or whatever, each row kind of corresponds to certain weeks. So I was saying that the first row here is that last week of February that we just finished. So from February 18th to February 28th or so, it's not exact, right? It'll be different for everybody. And then in the second row is energy from March 1st through March 9th. And then the third row is a general rule or guideline, would be March 9th through March 18th. All right. Now, when we kind of start in the beginning of the reading, we tend to, and also in your tarot confirmation cards later that we'll go over, we pick up a little bit of the energy from the recent past. And what is the recent past? It could be different for everybody. It will be different for everybody, okay? So it could be a couple of days ago, it could be a couple of hours ago, minutes, weeks, months, years, etc. Okay, but we'll get into it more as we go through. But when you start off here, you're reading Capricorn with the Queen of Staves, or also known as Queen of Wands, in the right side up position. This is really beautiful energy. It's abundant energy. It's supportive energy. This could be your own energy, Capricorn, or someone around you helping you, or being a role model for you in some way, or someone you're just dealing with directly, or multiple people. But it's really beautiful. It speaks of a lot of, kind of a silent confidence as well. Okay, so when you look at this Egyptian queen here, right, she's kind of got her eyes closed. She's looking down. She does have an hour behind her, right? The river represents it's water, right? So water in the tarot represents the emotions. So here she is in control of her emotions, or she's using them in a positive way to be in a leadership role for some, right? Because she is a queen, she's not a princess, okay? So she's at the highest level of whatever it is she's doing. But like she has this kind of silent confidence to herself, where she feels a lot of support around her to have the position to close her eyes, right? If you think of animals and right, predator and prey, if they're on alert, okay, they're not going to close their eyes. Same thing with a human, right? In a certain way, physically or even mentally or spiritually, right? If they're on high alert, they may have a harder time to rest or close their eyes. But here, her eyes are closed, and she still has that like silent confidence within herself, which is really beautiful. Okay, regardless of gender, right? It's just a metaphor in the card here showing as a woman. Okay. Now going forward, we have a little bit of a blockage here in the next two cards. It's not the end of the world. Every reading has blockages or challenges or reminders, okay? So with the Emperor in the reverse position, this kind of speaks of a little bit of hesitancy to step into a leadership role or someone to step into their power. Since it's following the Queen of Staves, um, it could be you, right? You could have two sides to you during this time period and even beyond or further back in time, whereas one side of you has the silent confidence to you, feels very supportive, and then perhaps the other side of you is not wanting to step up into a leadership role or not feeling all the way in their power or creative. There also could be a little bit of this lack of seeing things from a higher perspective, of only having tunnel vision and only seeing something from one side for some, and also like a small imbalance, let's say, of masculine and feminine energies being in balance, right? One is too high, one is too low, okay, vice versa, whatever. But we see that here with the Emperor in the reverse position, okay? Because normally these bird, I might turn on another light, guys. It's super cloudy today. But hopefully when I hold the card right side up, you can see the bird here that's sitting on his staff, okay? So the bird has the ability to see things from a higher perspective and see all the pieces in the puzzle, right? So when it's in reverse, somebody could be right, just having that tunnel vision of only seeing one perspective, okay? Again, it doesn't have to be you, Capricorn. It could be another person that you're dealing with, multiple people that you're dealing with, or the general environment situation, even astrology, right? Now, because of, there was I think Aquarius actually, they had the Emperor in reverse, but it was like down here, I think, okay? Different cards, different completely reading. But I know that on March 6th, okay, as far as the astrology, when I did the astrology notes in my other video here on my channel, Mars and Venus go into Aquarius. Yes. I was like, kind of like, wait, I can see it. It's Aquarius. All right. So Mars is the ruler of Aries, and the Emperor in reverse or even right side up, it's still Aries or Mars energy. So if you're not feeling directly resonating with what I just mentioned as far as the general meanings of the cards and how they showed up, it could also be that you are, possibly, or another person or multiple people resisting some of that Mars energy moving into Aquarius, okay? But I don't really feel that for you, but I wanted to mention that is a key day, and sometimes people feel things, a lot earlier or later than the general astrology, like exact day, right? So I said it's March 6th, but we're talking about here in this first row, energy from the 18th, February 18th through February 28th, right? So that last week of February. So it could be that you started to feel a little bit of that Mars energy in some way. When we talk about Mars energy, Mars is the Greek god of war, okay? So on the shadow side of each energy, right? There's always positive and negative. Mars energy, shadow energy would be fighting, war, annoyances, anger, frustrations, right? Just as an example, a couple of examples. Now, the positive side of Mars, Aries energy would be creativity, passion, leadership roles. They're the first sign of the zodiac. So they're like that gun-ho, do things by themselves kind of energy, okay? So when it's in reverse, it could also be that, remember when I said somebody's masculine and feminine energies could not be balanced all the way? Maybe they are not using enough of that Mars masculine energy. If we were to associate it with one or the other, it's kind of hard to do that. But there's something to do with Mars here, something to do with, the masculine and feminine energies here in the reverse position, okay? But we'll know as we go throughout your reading more stuff, but I don't want to spend too much time there. All right, so moving forward here, Capricorn, and not the end of the day, not the end of the day, not the end of the world, okay? Because at the end of the day, you still have some really good cards here, so not to worry too much. All right, now moving forward, we have the King of Staves as your third card in the reverse position, also known as King of Wands in the reverse position here. And when it's following the Emperor in reverse, it's like a double kind of, for some, hesitancy to level up in some way because they're both kings, right? They're both stepping into their power when they're right side up, but they're reversed here. They're both passionate, they're both fiery, they're both creative, right? They both have a lot of support around them. Okay, when we were talking about the Queen here, right? With her eyes closed, feeling like people are on her, protecting her so she can take a rest and close her eyes and meditate and just have that silent confidence. But here with these two kings in the reverse, it's the opposite of that. So it could be that you're feeling more on guard or the other person is feeling more on guard, or multiple people, a general environment situation, astrology. But, it is just a small blockage. It could be energetic blockage or a challenge or reminder. Okay. So before we go forward, this is actually where my spirit guides wanted me to talk to you about what's on the top and the bottom of your other deck, or no, your same deck here, sorry, in relation to these last two cards that we talked about to get even more insight. All right. So when we talk about what's on the top and the bottom, this is energy from the way, way back past. Okay. I was saying before, this is more, could be energy from the recent past. This is further back from that. So whatever that means for you. Okay. But what we have on the top of the deck is the Prince of Cups in reverse and the Princess of Sacred Circles, also known as Princess of Pentacles in reverse on the bottom. Okay. Excuse me. So this really speaks to me that somebody here, and I'll pull it up in relation to these two cards because that's what we're talking about. Okay. That somebody or an energy or an environment, right? If it's not you or another person or multiple people, it has in the past been not ready to grow up in some way, not ready to advance to the next level in a work situation, in a romantic situation or relationship, with friends, with family, with health, with money, whatever it is. Because the prince, right, he's lower than the king and the princess is lower than the queen. Okay. There's also a hesitancy to plant seeds for the future. Normally when she's right side up, she's pregnant, right? And she's holding a baby, but it's in reverse. So it's like, I don't want to grow up in some way. I don't want to face this challenge. I don't want to step into my own power fully. Again, it doesn't have to be you or a person. It could be just an energy here. But that is kind of why these are also reversed, okay? So remember, these are the current present energies and these are the past energies, okay? But these two guys, if they're right side up, they're both kings, and these two are a prince and a princess, all right? But there is a little bit of that blockage, okay? Or a reminder that you or the other person or general environment situation could just be aware of, right? Because like I said, it's so weird that you started your reading off with the Queen of Staves or Queen of Wands right side up, and then it immediately went to two kings in reverse. So it could be that one person has having kind of a battle inside of themselves and like been like, on one hand, I feel very supported and confident and stepping into my power. And on the other hand, I'm feeling not quite ready yet, or to grow up, or to level up in some way, or to plant seeds for the future. Okay. So let's keep going forward though, because like I said, we have some other interesting good stuff coming up. All right. Let me just turn up the music here a little bit for the doggies too. Okay. So now we're moving into the second row here that we're talking about horizontally. And this is energy. It could be around, right? It's not exact, March 1st through March 9th. Okay, so kind of the week that we're in now, depending on when you're watching, and the upcoming weekend here. Okay, your fourth card is the Three of Swords in the right side up position. And I was like, oh man, why is this showing up here? Because I feel like you get this card a lot, Capricorn, but I'm pretty sure in your last reading it was in the reverse position. I have to go back and double check. But again, it could just be something that you're working through, or we all are working through since we all have Capricorn energy in some way, right? So with the Three of Swords in the right side up position here, it could be that in this week or half of this week or this upcoming weekend, there's a little bit of this burnout energy, okay? It could be exhaustion for some. It could be more than that. It could be a betrayal, a hurt, and heartache, a lower vibrational frequency kind of energy, right? Because normally when you see the Three of Swords in other decks, it is literally just a heart with three swords going in it. Okay, so it speaks of something that could be emotionally painful for some, but not everybody, right? It could just be exhaustion. Because in the other decks, you also would see a woman kind of, leaning over, and she looks cold and tired, and the swords are kind of in her back and all around her, right? But here, this is a Japanese man on his horse, and he's galloping away as these two Japanese women in the background look sad that he's leaving, right? So we will get more into it because this whole row here actually has your other two cards, what's on the top and the bottom of each deck. So we will talk about why maybe this is showing up here for you. Okay, now because of this Three of Swords energy that we just talked about in the right side up position, your next card is the Eight of Cups. So because of this hurt, this pain, this heartache, this betrayal, this lower vibrational frequencies would be not being in your best self, or the other person not being in their best highest vibration, but also exhaustion. Because of that, right? Somebody is going to step away and take a break. Could be you, Capricorn, could be the other person you're dealing with, multiple people, or your general environment, situation, astrology. Clear. Yeah. All right. So let me turn on another light, guys. 1 second. It's so dark. I can't see. Hold on. That help? Let's find out. Some of these cards are very dark, so and it's cloudy. But anyway, with the Eight of Cups in the right side up position, hopefully you can see that this person, right, man or woman, whatever, is walking away. Okay, they have their cloak on and they're going to the Stonehenge or whatever is in the background here. But what is to note is this is a Cups card. So the cups, just like the water, represent emotions. So because of this Three of Swords before it, if somebody was feeling emotionally lower vibrational frequencies, feeling emotionally betrayed, emotionally hurt, whatever it is, right? They're going to need a break. Okay, so when the Eight of Cups shows up, I don't take it as a negative card, right? It's just kind of a neutral, stop, kind of stagnant energy card where someone is like, I need to go figure out my emotions and how I feel about something. What are my emotional priorities? What are my emotional fulfillment, contentment, what makes me happy in regards to what was just talked about with Three of Swords. So somebody's going to take a little break here, okay? That's really what it's about. It's not a bad thing, right? Now, when we have this Wheel of Fortune, which also showed up in the Aquarius reading, can't remember where, it might have been in the same week. But since if you're a sun sign or rising sign or even moon sign Capricorn, I would check out the Aquarius reading because usually the zodiac sign behind you and ahead of you will also be something predominantly in your chart. So it could be another reason why it's showing up here for Capricorn as well. Or it could just be the general astrology, right? Collective unconsciousness. But we have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse position here as your sixth card, okay? So this speaks about it is not the right time for something yet. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune represents the wheel of the year, a wheel of time, movement of time, right? Record keeping of time, for momentum, positive energy if it was right side up. Luck is on your side. But here, it's like maybe the energies aren't in the best harmonious way at this time for you or the other person or the general environment, multiple people. It could be that somebody needs to stay in that Eight of Cups energy and go inward. I also think of the Eight of Cups as almost like the Hermit card, right? Going within to find your own answers if you're familiar with the tarot. And kind of slowing down. Yes, with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse here too, it could be that somebody gets impatient with this slowing down of energy. But it's usually, for the best in some way because the universe is saying, wait a minute, it's not the exact time yet. Let's wait for more harmonious environment or astrology. Okay. Now, with that being said, let's get into what is on the top and the bottom of your other deck, okay? Again, past energy, way back, past energy in relation to all three of these cards in the second row that we just spoke of. So on the top of your deck, you have the King of Pentacles in reverse, and then on the bottom, you have the Sun card in the right side up position, and that is your second kind of Leo energy card here. So, this could say, it's funny because when I was shuffling the Sun card, kind of was poking its head out a little bit, but I wasn't sure it was going to come all the way out. But then when it came out in your past position, I was like, okay, that's the past energy. It seems like what is needed here, right, to be more patient, to go inward, to heal a pain, hurt, or heartache, low vibrational frequencies, or even exhaustion, would the answer, I feel like, would be, because you've done it in the past, right, is to get into the Sun energy, right, to also be more abundant and turn the King of Pentacles in reverse, right side up. Sorry, I'm going to turn that down, would be to get into the Sun energy, the youthful energy, the playful, creative, passionate energy. Okay, that's what's going to get you out of that little bit of that stuck feeling that you might find yourself in this week or even towards this weekend. Okay, so if it's like getting in touch with some kids in your neighborhood or your own kids if you have children, or it's not necessarily about age. It could be a friend of yours or even parts of yourself, right? Embracing your inner child, getting a little bit goofy, getting a little bit, I'm trying to think of the word I'm thinking, or the way I'm going to say it. Because the other thing to note real quickly is with the Sun card here, the sunflowers are in the background. Now the sunflowers also show up with like the Queen of Wands energy, but the Sun represents enlightenment too, right? It's the opposite of the Moon card. So it could also be, if it's not getting into a youthful energy, passion, creativity, being a little more patient, distracting yourself in some way. It could also just be to embrace any enlightenments that you recently had, or someone that other person had that you're dealing with, or multiple people, or general environment situation. And enlightenments could also be spiritual downloads, revelations, getting more information, saying, oh, now I finally understand something. So that could also be that you have the reason why you have the Eight of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, to have that slowing down of the energy could be to process what this enlightenment is for you. And it could be that it started in the way back past and now it's coming back up again, or triggering you or triggering them, or it's now fully coming in culmination all together around something here, okay? I know too, let me pull it up here, sorry guys, that there's something with Chiron. Oh, it's today, depending on when you're watching this, March 1st. So the true node is semi-square Chiron. Chiron is the Greek god of healing, right? So since this row is energy around March 1st through the 9th, it could be, and their true node is almost like your north node or your south node. So your north node would be your purpose here on on this planet, your career path, and your South Node will be more karmic lessons that you've learned from the past or past lives for yourself. So there could be something going on here with all of that, with this going inward within and having a little bit of that Chiron healing energy to help you through this, okay, or help them through it, or help everyone, okay, because the more information you have, the more enlightenment you have, or spiritual downloads, okay, it's going to, even if it's not super pleasant in the beginning, it will help you in the long run, okay? So let's keep going forward though. Don't want to spend too much time there. And just back a little bit. Your third row here is by far the best in your reading, Capricorn. So it could be that some of the energy starts to pick up and get back in for momentum and positive energy here, let's say in the middle of March, okay? For what did I say? March 9th through the 18th or so. Excuse me. So we really see that here with your seventh card, and it's the seven of staves or seven of wands. Okay, this is a really beautiful energy, and it could have something to do with the Chiron stuff we just talked about, that healing energy. Okay, so this card is about being open to the universe. Okay, open to receive something, asking for help. Right, you see that with this very small person at the bottom of the card. Okay, they're in this Egyptian temple, and their arms are right side up. Okay, open to receive. So this talks about a spiritual initiation. Okay, a next kind of, you passed some kind of trial here maybe, and now you're going to a next level spiritually. Or just like I was talking about with the South Node, this seven of staves or seven of wands talks about taking spiritual lessons from the past or past lives or both to now integrate it into the future to make you more abundant. And abundant isn't just about money, right? It can be whatever you want to manifest in your life, but it's asking for help and being open and ready to receive. Okay, so this is so beautiful, especially after what we just talked about. Okay, so yay. All right, now another beautiful card here that we have for you, Capricorn, and this is how you want to see this card in this position, is the Six of Swords in the reverse position. All right, so this is saying that you are letting go, or the other person or multiple people, general environment situation, of any lingering around anxiety, worry, overthinking, being too much up in your head, or they're too much up in their head, okay, and really processing their emotions or your emotions or everyone's emotions in a more balanced way, and using it to channel into something more fruitful and abundant, okay? Because when the card is right side up, you see this Japanese guy meditating, right? And there's a river or a pond, sorry. There's a pond and an ocean behind him. So the water represents the emotions. But the swords are going down here. So he's trying to meditate. And you can see in the recent past, somebody started this process of trying to let go of the anxiety, worry, trying to use their mental, but not too much. But it was still a really a process that they had to do every day, or you had to do every day. But here in the reverse position, how it came out for you is like that you've achieved that, or the other person achieves that, or multiple people, general environment has achieved that, because now the swords are going the right side up. So letting go of the anxiety, worry, overthinking. So very nice, okay? Now going forward here, your last card in the main center and with this one deck is the Two of Sacred Circles, or the Two of Pentacles right side up. And so this is a nice energy about growing abundance, right? It's not a Five of Pentacles or Five of Sacred Circles. It's not a 10. It's a 2, right? But it's not a 0 either, or a 1. So it's slowly stacking your abundance, your money, your energy, your health, your love, whatever it is, okay? And you see in this card, there's a Native American man, and there's like this halo figure 8 on the side energy between him and this bear, okay? So he's calling on the bear spirit to help him. How do I stack more abundance? How do I juggle my responsibilities and my priorities, okay? And so the bear represents not only power and courage and strength and just taking up space, right? But the bear in particular, as far as resources and money and energy and health, talks about the hibernation mode of when the bear goes into the cave for the winter. Regardless of where you are right now in the world, if it's winter or not, it's just more of a metaphor, right? So this Native American person, I think it's a man, but we'll just say person, is calling onto the bear spirit and saying, how did you survive the winter? How can I take those qualities that you have into myself to help myself? How can I conserve my energy? How can I conserve my resources and my money? And how can I bring in more manifestations and fruitful energy for the future? Okay. So this is beautiful. It's really being open to asking for help, whether it's just asking the bear or it's asking other people that you've known that have gone through similar situations, or that you look up to in some way, to be like, how can I prepare for the future and weather the long periods of time or storms that might be, something that you're thinking about or they're thinking about or the general environment situation is thinking about. Okay, so now going forward, let's talk about, I'm just putting these aside since I already talked about them, your tarot confirmation cards as well here. So I'll call them out in order and then we will go from there. All right. So we have the Three of Pentacles in the right side up position. We have the King of Wands in reverse. We have the Two of Cups right side up, and we have the World right side up that I showed you earlier in the beginning. So this Three of Pentacles actually came out twice when I was shuffling, but I wasn't pulling yet. I was still shuffling. So sometimes I'll take it, but sometimes I won't because I wasn't feeling that it was the right time. But then once I shuffled and cut the deck and did my little fish pond that I do, it really came out. And so I was like, okay, this is the third time that you've shown me this card. Like I receive it. Okay. Now, these two cards right here, the first two tarot confirmation cards, are energy from the recent past. And these two last ones are more future current energies, okay? So in the recent past, and whatever that means for you, all right, there could have been this energy of feeling support, okay? Again, when we just talked about the Two of Pentacles, and this is the three, it's still working on abundance. You see this man here in this church, and he's painting or working on the windows, what have you. And then this other old man could be the architect or his boss or something like that, okay? But in this deck, okay, because in other decks, sometimes you will see like three people, okay? You see Three Pentacles. So some people will say there's a third party energy. So what is the third party energy? It could be you and another person, and the other person, as an example, is a workaholic, or somebody, mother or family or father, is interfering with your relationship. That's a third party. It could be that the other person is suffering from some addictions. That's a third party. A third party doesn't necessarily have to be another person. It can be, but it could also be just whatever energy is interfering between two people. Now, I mean, I don't feel, and especially the way that this deck is showing this card, I don't feel necessarily a third party energy, but I had to mention it. I feel, since that there's only two people here and they're working very hard, I feel that it's a supportive energy and they're stacking their abundance and planning for the future. So that's how I'm going to take it here, okay? But regardless of that or how you resonate, okay, this card is a confirmation card. So it's coming in here and confirming the Queen of Staves right side up, the Three of Swords right side up, and the Seven of Staves right side up, okay? So we'll just go one by one here. All right, now with the Queen of Staves or Queen of Wands, this really looks like a confirmation card, a catalyst card. It's both of those things, right? Because she is abundant, she has support, right? She has her eyes closed because she has enough people around her to take a rest, or to let her guard down or not be so high on alert, right? And here, okay, it also is the supportive energy of each person working in their own way to stack their abundance and move forward, okay? So really beautiful. I like that, okay? It's both a catalyst and a confirmation there. Now, with the Three of Swords and the Three of Pentacles, right? When we do talk about, for some people, if it's not exhaustion or low vibrational frequencies, if it's more of that heartbreak, the heartache, the hurt, okay, the betrayal. 3 and 3, right? They're both 3. So it could be some third party energy there, right? Again, you have to figure out, on your own, since it is a general reading, what that means for you. It could just be an interfering energy that's there. It could also be like when we look at the Three of Pentacles in the right side up position from the recent past, it could be telling you also, as a reminder, to get out of the Three of Swords energy, work on something, okay? Rely on your support system. Get into some energy where you're helping others to let go of your own pain, okay? That's another thing you could be saying here. Now, moving forward, let me turn this down. With the Seven of Staves in the right side up position, this is also really beautiful, like the Queen of Staves, because it's both a catalyst and a confirmation card, okay? Because remember, this is the card about spiritual initiations, taking lessons from the past and past lives to move forward, to be more open to the universe, to ask for help, to do manifestations or prayers or intentions, or just, if you're not necessarily religious, right? Even just writing down your goals or clarifying them or voicing them or making a vision board or whatever, right? But here it's really confirming that and saying, just keep working, keep stacking your abundance. You are moving forward, okay? And give me 1 second here and just get a little drink. Okay, now your second tarot confirmation card, and this is energy also from the recent past, is another king in the reverse position, and it's confirming one of the other ones, so we'll get into it. But this is the King of Wands in the reverse position here, okay, from the recent past. And also to note that there is this feeling of not only not having support in the recent past, either you yourself, Capricorn, the other person, multiple people, but not feeling courageous, not feeling like the lion. There's a little tiny lion here on his throne, if it was right side up, if you can see it, okay, but not also stepping into your power or stepping into a leadership role, or scared or hesitant to move into the next stage of something. They're also with the King of Wands, there's a little chameleon or lizard here if the card was right side up at the top, okay? And so that is like, when you think of the chameleon, they change their color depending on where they are in their environment, right? They're versatile, okay? But also, if it's not a chameleon, if it's a lizard, some lizards can regrow their tail, okay? So it's like this regenerative power, this adapting, flexible power energy, but it's in the reverse position. So in the past, maybe somebody was feeling the opposite of that, okay? And that could be why, when it's confirming the Emperor in reverse, they're both in reverse. But that could be why somebody here was not quite ready, right, to step into that leadership role or step into their power or see things from a different, larger perspective, okay, because they were lacking that flexibility from the recent past in some way. All right, now when it comes in here, it also confirms the Eight of Cups in reverse, because it's confirming all three of these cards going down vertically. It's like, it's basically explaining and confirming like the reason why somebody needed to take a break and ask those questions about their emotions or other people's emotions, or both, right? Because the cups represent the emotions. So if somebody needs to take a break and say, what makes me happy, what makes me fulfilled, content, What are my boundaries? What are my priorities? Okay, what's the most important for me emotionally, or for them, or both of us, or whatever it is, whatever the energies are. It could also be saying that in order to find those answers, or to have them make more sense to you and another person or multiple people, is to kind of get into that supportive energy, right? So, whatever your support system may be, friends, family, mental health care worker, romantic people, etc., whatever it is, that it's a supportive energy that you support each other, or the two energies support each other, to have more of that like flexibility energy, to have that more like, let me blend in my environment like a chameleon and see it from your perspective, and then I'll blend back into mine, and then I'll see them all together, right? So that's just kind of an example. Excuse me, Clea. No, come here. Back here. Come on, put the music back on. No. All right, guys, sorry. So, where were we? Yes, we just talked about the Eight of Cups with the King of Wands in reverse, and now we'll talk about the Six of Swords in reverse with the King of Wands in reverse too. All right, so here it is definitely a confirmation and clarification. It's a catalyst card too, right? So it could be, basically saying that, the way that you or the other person, general environment, situation, multiple people, are able in this more future present energies to let go of anxiety, worry, overthinking, and to channel the emotions in a more positive, balanced way, again, would be to rely on your support system, to remain flexible, okay, and to also think about your growth, right? If the King of Wands was right side up, there's little tiny leaves on his wands, okay? So thinking about your growth, your prosperity, thinking about what you want in your life for the future, all right? Okay, now moving forward, since we just did the first two confirmation cards, now we're going to do the last two confirmation cards, which is more future present energies, okay? It's a little bit different. This Two of Cups showed up also in the Aquarius reading, in a different placement, different reading. But again, I would check out the other reading if you're interested, okay? Because there's a little bit of some crossover, not completely. But with this Two of Cups in the right side up position here in this more future current energies, there is, since we just took a moment to talk about support, there is some type of union here for you, Capricorn. It could be a past union, it could be one you're already in, right? And when we say union, it could be romantic, it could be a work partnership, it could be a creative partnership, it could be with friends or family, or even a union of different parts of yourself. But there's a union here, there's a support of energy here between two energies that is divinely guided, and both of the cups are right side up. Both people, both energies are giving the same amount. So it's like the right kind of support, okay? And it's so beautiful, right? And it's divinely guided, okay? So when this Two of Cups energy shows up here in the right side up position, and it is confirming the King of Staves in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and the Two of Sacred Circles right side up, okay? It is basically saying that, when you had that energetic blockage or challenge or whatever at the end of February, or even a little bit into the first week of March, if you're not feeling confident or courageous or passionate, or you're not feeling like you can step into a leadership role or step more into your power, what you need to do is lean on that union that you feel you can really trust. Maybe it's a really good friend, a really good coworker, a really great romantic partner, great family member, whatever it is. Or even if it's just the other part of yourself that is really supportive, right? If you're in a more not confident energy, there's there's some part of yourself or even somebody that's going to come in and be like, no, you are worthy. You're great. We're here to support you. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm getting from that. Now, when we talk about the Wheel of Fortune in reverse with the Two of Cups right side up, it's like, remember, it's not the right time. Luck isn't on your side, or it's not the right time in general, right? With the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, a little bit of that stagnant energy with the energies of Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, and Taurus. That's some of the signs there. It doesn't have to mean something to you, but I wanted to mention it again. But basically, with the Two of Cups coming here and confirming it, it's like, again, rely on your support system to be more patient as the energies later become more harmonious or beneficial to you or to the other person or multiple people, general environment, situation, astrology, right? Lean on your person that you really trust, or the energy that you really trust, that you know will help you through this time where you might be a little impatient or not sure why you feel that way, right? Now, moving forward with the Two of Sacred Circles in the right side up position, or the Two of Pentacles, right side up. This is so beautiful because you have two energies here and the number two, and then you have two over here. So it's very complementary. Remember when I was saying with the Two of Cups, each person, each energy is giving the same amount of respect or effort, whatever, what have you, okay? It's like very similar to, I'm trying to say the way that, okay. Both the Two of Cups and the Two of Sacred Circles, you could say, right? They're both inspiring each other, okay? This man is asking the bear spirit for help, but maybe the bear is also asking this human guy for help, right? It's just a metaphor, but I feel that it is very like inspirational energy here too, with the figure 8, okay, around the energy. That is the symbol for infinity and manifestations and magic. And so there's definitely some really nice, supportive energy, coming in here, like I already said, maybe feeling its full effect starting in the middle of March and then even going, beyond that, okay? Now, with your fourth confirmation card, your last confirmation card here, you have not the wheel, you have the world. You have the world in the right side up position. And this is, again, more future, current, present energies. And it's such a beautiful card, okay? Because it talks about new beginnings, fresh energy, forward momentum, progress, all that stuff. And again, we had the energies of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius in this card as well here, okay? But this is a confirmation card. It's coming in and confirming the same ones we just did, but a little bit differently, or added, or the same. We'll see how it goes, okay? But yeah, it's coming in here and confirming the King of Staves in reverse, King of Wands in reverse, the Fortune in reverse, and the Two of Sacred Circles right side up, or Two of Pentacles right side up. So here it's basically saying, to get, again, in more of this creative energy, to get more into stepping into your power, supportive energy, passionate energy, right? Start fresh, do something fresh, okay? Do something to move the energy, do something to have more possibilities, to have more options, right? And if you're having a hard time doing that, or the other person is a general environment situation, then call on your support system and ask them, like, how can I bring more fresh start energy into my life, have more new beginnings, okay? Now, I didn't mean to do that, put down the wrong card. So when we have the wheel on the right side up, did it again, not the wheel. Well, one of them's the wheel, but I meant to say the world. When we have the world in the right side up position, confirming the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, it's like, yes, if you need help being a little bit more patient, realizing that the timing will get better. It will become more harmonious. Luck will come back to you, okay, when it's the right time. Just wait for that new beginning. Guys, this song has some kind of bird that drives my dog crazy. Sorry. No, there's no birds in here. There's no frogs. Oh my God. Okay, sorry guys. You funny. No, I turned it off. It's okay. Fine. All right. Yeah, there's nothing out there. Okay. All right, there's nothing out there, guys. Shh. Okay. What was my thought process before I was rudely interrupted? Yes, to get more of that fresh energy, that new beginnings energy, right, of the world card here, it's just kind of confirming the Wheel of Fortune. Like time will be on your side again. It will be more harmonious, more beneficial. Luck will be on your side again. Just kind of, get into some more fresh energy and just know that it's coming back. It's coming. Okay, it's very close. All right. Now, with the Two of Sacred Circles in the right side up position being confirmed again, this time by the world, it's so beautiful because here we have the other animals. And how do we know that this woman in the center, right, this alchemy world energy, didn't call on all of these, various animals and people to help her get into that fresh energy? Maybe she called on the lion, she called on the bull, she called on the eagle, she called on this white guy who's Aquarius, all right, or Archangel Michael, what have you, okay? All those things to get into that fresh energy, to get things moving again, to get more forward momentum and progress, okay? So I would say just don't be afraid to get other people's opinion. Take it always with a grain of salt. But don't be afraid to ask for help either, okay? Or even distract yourself or the other person distracts themselves in multiple people, general environment situation. All right, so that is what we have as far as the tarot. But before you go, let's go over your oracle cards. You did get one additional one here as far as your love oracle. So we'll go ahead and do that now. So your love oracle message, your first one, whether you're watching for a romantic love or platonic love with friends or family or even self-love or all of the above, your first love oracle message is separation. And it says a time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Okay. And if it is not a romantic partner, it would be a time apart from friends and family. And if it's not that, it could be a time apart from your shadow side, or your gosh, I just lost my train of thought. Your inner child, okay? Maybe you don't need the happy-go-lucky, youthful energy of yourself right now. Maybe you need the more serious side of yourself. But I really feel like the separation energy, whatever it may be, okay, really goes with that Eight of Cups energy that we had before. So just taking a break. It doesn't necessarily mean that this separation is forever, all right? Now, your second love oracle message, since you got two this time, you're special, is love yourself first, okay? And it says your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive, all right? So that is beautiful message for any sign at any time, right? And it goes for romantic love, platonic love with friends or family, and self-love, of course, right? Always love yourself first. Because it not only makes yourself more attractive, but that is how your love can be even deeper and all of those beautiful things. Okay, so moving forward to your last oracle card here. Sorry, guys, I feel like I have dog hair on my face. Hold on. I need a tissue or something. Do I have a tissue? Okay, maybe not. Leave that. Okay, sorry, guys. Your last oracle message here is from the Rumi or Remy, depending on how you pronounce it, Oracle deck by Elena Fairchild right here. Oh, it's a dog. Shh. So So Rumi, or Rumi, depending on how you pronounce it, is a 13th century Persian poet, and he's one of my favorites. And so take some of his poetry and made them into oracle cards. So the one that you got for this time, Capricorn, is card number 38, and it says the courage of your love. Okay, and then you see kind of two people down here, and this light coming from this energy ball is focused on them. So let's see what it says here real quickly. I won't read all of it, but we will do the poem and the little like 2 sentence ritual that goes with it. Okay. I think I've seen this card before, but I don't remember exactly. It's kind of a newer oracle deck for me. All right, here we go. I still feel like I have dog hair. Okay. It says, the courage of your love. Love is without reason. Rationality is like a cane. Judgment needs a cane because it is blind. When love arrives, thought dies in its shadow. Love is the sunrise, while thought is only a flashing light. I do not bleat at you like a sheep, for to startle you from your slumber, I need to roar like a lion. You must awaken, my beloved. There is no time to waste, for the wolves are circling, hungry for sacred flesh. I shall roar mightily, and although at first you might recoil in fear, soon enough you will see the wolves. You will become aware and grateful to have been thus awoken. Ah, yes, you remember that you have a precious human life. You have a precious human life to protect. Where was I? Oh, yes. Yeah, you fear me no more. You will thank me. You will jump on my back as if you were a warrior astride a wild mount. You roar then along with me, awakening the others as we cause the ground to rumble, disturbing those even in their deepest slumber. You, like me, are a fierce lion, not a lamb to be held to so many slaughters. The variety of an opportunity for which is available in terrible abundance in our world. That was a long sentence. Okay, is that it of the poem? That's where it ended? Weird. Okay. I thought it was going to keep going. Okay. Well, I'm going to just read the last sentence again because it was like a lot. You, like me, are a fierce lion, not a lamb to be led to so many slaughters, the variety of an opportunity for which is available and terrible abundance in our world. Okay. All right. Let's see what the ritual says. Because I feel like that was a weird last part of the poem there, but everything, is for a reason. All right. So it says, say aloud, if you want to get into this energy of the courage of your love. It says, I call on Remi or Rumi, lion of love, and my own wise higher self. I now choose to assert the dignity of my soul and the power of my heart. I release all lesser bonds based in fear and deception. I no longer need to hold on to these. I am ready for truth, and with unconditional love, I am supported, protected, and guided on my path to victory, held in guardianship by the unending power of love. So be it. And then it says, if you feel the need to get down on all fours and roar like a lion, do it with reverence and with, oh my God, I can't talk, and with relish. Relish. And then it says you completed your ritual. That's funny. Okay, so yeah, maybe get down on all fours and pretend to be a lion. There you go. So that is your message here, dear Capricorn. And we did have 2 cards. Was it 2 or 3 cards that had Leo energy? I know we had one, two, three, four cards with actual lions on it. So that was, a particular message there from Spirit about the lion. Okay. But anyway, thank you guys so much, as always, for joining me and for your views, for your shares if you share the video, and for your subscriptions. They're all free ways that do help the channel. So yeah, if you want to also, again, I do take one picture at the end of all the cards, and I'll post it shortly after this in case you want to see the cards more up close in detail. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So we'll be taking a break and then hopefully coming back with Sagittarius a little bit later today. All right, so you guys take care, and I'll see you later. All right, bye.